I've been a truck driver for almost 12 years. Seen a lot of weird things out there on the road. Some of them you can laugh off, some you don't ever forget, and a few you never talk about. This is one of those stories. It was October of 2022. I had a routine haul going west through the Rockies in Colorado. I'd done the route before, steep, narrow mountain roads, but nothing I couldn't handle. The weather had been unpredictable all week, but that night it was coming down in sheets. A freezing, angry kind of rain that made every turn on the mountain feel like playing roulette. I remember it was around 1:30 in the morning. I'd just passed a small sign for an overlook that sat above a steep canyon drop. Normally I would have pulled over and taken a short break, stretch my legs, maybe make a coffee. But with how hard it was raining, I just kept pushing through. That was mistake number one. I turned up the defrost and wiped some fog off the windshield with my arm. My eyes were sore from straining to see. My wipers were going full speed, but they couldn't keep up. It was like trying to drive through a waterfall. And then I looked down for just a second. A split second. My coffee cup had tipped over and was spilling all over the floor of the cab. I leaned slightly to grab it, and that's when my whole rig jolted violently to the right. The front end slammed through a metal guardrail, and suddenly there was no more road, just black sky, and that sick feeling you get when gravity stops playing nice. The truck lurched forward and stopped with a massive creak. The cab was tilted at a terrifying angle, hanging over the edge of a cliff. I was weightless for a moment, not falling, but not safe either. The only thing keeping my truck from plunging into the canyon was the trailer still gripping the asphalt behind me. I didn't move. I didn't even breathe, because I knew. If I shifted my weight wrong, if I twitched the steering wheel even slightly, I was dead. I reached, slowly and carefully, for my phone. No signal, of course. But my dispatch radio was working. I pressed the button, trying to keep my voice from shaking. Dispatch, this is 17. I'm in a serious situation. Mountain road west of Breckenridge, about 15 miles out. Cabs hanging over a cliff. I need immediate rescue. I repeat, immediate. They responded fast, told me to stay still and keep calm. Said they were sending a tow and emergency crew, but given the storm, it might take an hour. An hour. I was hanging off a goddamn cliff. So I did the only thing I could do. I sat, still, and waited. And that's when the fear started to creep in. Not just fear of falling, but something else. Something wrong. I started thinking about my wife and kids. I pictured them back home, warm in bed. And here I was, a misjudged curve away from becoming another story on the 6 o'clock news. I felt a chill creep into my bones. And then I heard it. A sound from behind me, inside the cab, a soft scraping noise, like fabric sliding against plastic. I turned my head slowly, barely daring to move. Nothing. I thought maybe it was my gear shifting around, but then I heard it again. Longer this time, a dragging sound. I swallowed hard. The sleeper cab was dark, just barely lit by the red glow from the dashboard. I reached for my flashlight and shined it toward the back, empty. Or so I thought. That's when the flashlight flickered, and in the blink of an eye, I saw a shape. Just for a moment, a figure, sitting on the bed, motionless, head tilted slightly. I turned around fast, but when I aimed the light again, it was gone. No one there. I tried to shake it off. Shock, adrenaline, lack of oxygen. Maybe I was just losing it. But then the breathing started. Slow, deliberate, right behind me, not mine. Who's there? I whispered, barely able to get the words out. The cab creaked again, shifting forward slightly. I froze. The breathing got closer. I could feel it, on my neck, like someone was leaning in watching me, waiting for me to panic. I tried the flashlight again, but now it wouldn't even turn on. Everything inside me said, "Don't move, just wait. Help is coming." Minutes dragged like hours. At one point, I swore I heard someone whisper my name, and then there was a knock. Not on the door, not outside, but from inside the sleeper compartment. A slow, deliberate knock, like someone trapped inside. I don't know how long I sat there. Could have been 20 minutes. Could have been a lifetime. I just kept thinking about my kids, about what they'd remember about me. Finally, I saw lights, flashing reds and blues. Rescue. They yelled at me to stay calm, stay still. It took them nearly 30 more minutes to secure the cab and pull it back from the ledge. I was lifted out by a firefighter and carried back to the road. I was freezing, barely able to speak. When they opened the cab to inspect it, one of the first responders looked at me and said, "Hey, was someone else riding with you?" Someone else riding? I shook my head. Number I was alone. He hesitated. "There's handprints inside the sleeper, on the window, from the inside out." I didn't respond. What was I supposed to say? That I think I spent almost an hour in that truck with a dead driver's ghost? That maybe I almost joined him? The rescue crew never found anything else. No signs of anyone. Nothing. But I'll never forget that night. The face I saw for just a moment in the dark. The breathing. The knock. Some stretches of road remember the people who died there. And sometimes they're not ready to let go.